just want to talk to you a little bit about why this particular full moon is important to me, and to share the knowledge and exposure that I've had around working with nature, and therefore why today in particular I'm spending much more time in preparation to expose myself to the most vibrant of energies at this time. From the 23rd of September, we will be entering into autumn, and autumn is a time where we see change, whether that be with the weather, lots of grey, lots of whiteness, lots of wet, lots of damp, lots of cold, and this affects our bodies in many ways. And some of those ways that you might find is a fall in your own body temperature, so the need to carry layers is just a natural thing that we do, making sure that you're protecting the back of the neck, the wind gates, because the wind is around all of the time, so walking with a scarf or wrapping your head and taking it down to the nape of the neck is a really good way of protecting the wind gates. What happens if the wind gets into that, or a draft gets into that, is that it causes the immune system to fight against potential pathogens, bacteria, chills. It upsets the homeostasis, the balance within the body. If you haven't fueled sufficiently, if you haven't watered sufficiently, if you haven't rested sufficiently, you're going to find it very difficult to overcome that attack through the wind gates. And obviously then lots of people are susceptible to colds, sniffles, chest respiratory infections. And I say respiratory infections and challenges because at this particular time in autumn, working on the principles of Taoist, the nature's principle, the large intestines and the lungs, those meridians that run through the hands in and around the respiratory system out to the ends through the thumbs and the fingers, are the ones that create the strongest vibration. So supporting your lungs, supporting your large intestines is a really good focus holistically for you at this time of year. So autumn is also about gathering, so it's not about going out there and doing lots. And we're determined by that also because of the amount of sunlight that we have and the amount of night light that we have. So night time becomes fully extended as the sun now descends, and I've been talking about that during late summer. And as we find ourselves gathering in together, we get a sense, or hopefully if you're in sync with nature, you're starting to also collect your thoughts and reflect upon what's happened through the year, through spring, when you were spreading your seeds, and whether you were creating new projects or new connections with people. And then through the summer, just enjoying that vibrancy of those connections, of the passions and the joys of life, the sun kissing your skin and activating the pineal gland. But now as we come to autumn, we have to look at the fact that we need to gather all of that in. So as I practice Qigong or yoga, a lot of that, what I do is about working inwardly on my expression and feeling the movement of energy through my body, having a sense of the genuine vibrations that are happening authentically, recognizing that I'm feeling sad or low or anxious, which increases during this time of year, because there's an effect on the neurotransmitters, that's the chemicals that communicate through the body, and they then help to release their cousins, the hormones that go around and stimulate the body or under-stimulate the body in different ways. And often a lot of those hormones that are released are those that like to calm down the system and help us focus inward. So there's a great debate about which hormones are more triggered during this time of year: epinephrine and dopamine, which is like the mood enhancer, serotonin, which gives us drive, and glutamate, which helps with stress, responding to stress, and then acetylcholine, which gives us the firing and the brain, the energy within our muscles, the energy centers within our muscles, and the communications between our nerve endings. So you're a little bit slower physically, but mentally we can be quite sharp because particular aspects of the brain work more. Research has shown during this time of year they're more active, and those particular areas of the brain are the cerebellum and the frontal cortex, the amygdala, which works with memory. All of these work with memory, and the hippocampus. So we're looking at being able to maybe solve problems better and to have more attention focus. So I say if you're practicing or wanting to practice an instrument, now would be a great time, because you can do that indoors, stay warm, and you can maximize the focus that you have utilizing essential oils like frankincense and myrrh, and some of the spicier oils like cinnamon through doTERRA. The oils that I use really help to allow me to focus inward and to get maximum out of the energy that is of this time of year, in that we're collecting data and we're processing it and taking it inward so that we can fully connect with it. So on that point, thinking about the different sections of the brain, thinking about which parts of the brain are doing what in terms of memory. The amygdala is about our conditioning, so this may take us back to things during our informative years that were set up within our systems, and we respond to that. We may be reflecting or feeling a little bit heavier with the burdens and thoughts of things from the past. We also might feel more stress. The stress hormones are released because some of those conditionings may not necessarily be helpful, and so we need to work hard in trying to clear some of those and letting go. So a full moon is about letting go. Let go of the things that you can't control. Let go of the things that are toxic to you. Let go of the unnecessary distractions that allow you to procrastinate and not put fullness into yourself. But then we're talking also about the fear memories. So the amygdala really, the stronger the emotional response at the time of an incident, the more acute the memory. So obviously something like, they say, 9/11 or trauma will have a strong emotional response, and it will have a significant impact in terms of taking presence within your memory store. And so that's why a lot of us struggle with post-traumatic stress disorders related to very serious conditions, and at this time of year they become heavier. So working with meditation, taking yourself inward and clearing some of those thoughts away will help to balance you through the season as it changes, as we move downward into the cycle of energy, a more yin energy, a more soothing, darkened, but I don't mean negative necessarily in the way that it's often used, but definitely a sense of grounding yourself. And the symbol in Taoism for this time of year, autumn, the metal element has a roof over the top and a bar across the bottom, and within that is a straight line which represents us, arms out to the side, yin and yang either side.